As somebody who's sat in this parliament for nearly 5 years now, I might not look like I've been here for 5 years, but no, nearly 5 years. Yeah, thanks, Dan. As somebody who has sat here for some time, there are many moments, Mr. Deputy Speaker, where you feel deeply let down by the quality of the debate and the partisan politics that infiltrates this place on an almost daily basis. And when you see a motion like this, it gives you enormous hope. And perhaps that's political naivety, but it gives me enormous hope that we can come here as the elected representatives of the Australian people and work together to formulate policies that will make this country as good as it can be. And ultimately, that is why we should all be in this place, to make this country as good as it can be. And I think the former Speaker, a member of the Labor Party, just said that the rhetoric sometimes about a burden on our society degrades that level of debate. And I think she is absolutely right. We do face a challenge as a nation, but we don't have to frame that challenge as a burden. We should look for the opportunity in how we meet that challenge. And it is true. As the youngest person in this place, I do worry about the future many times. Today, there are about 7.5 people who are working for every person that is not, and according to the Productivity Commission, by about 2050, that'll only be 2.5. So, of course, that is a challenge. Not a burden, but a challenge. But there's amazing opportunities. We are in the middle of a growing region. We have over nearly 1 billion people coming into the middle class, and we have some of the most intelligent, capable and aspirational people in the world living in this country. And if we can get more women who have made a great decision to have a family to go back into the workforce, well, that is a great thing for our society and our country. If we can have more women being economic contributors to our country after they've had a family and pay tax, we grow the economic pie for all Australians. And this policy challenge, I think we all agree, both on this side of the chamber and on the other side of the chamber, we want to see as many women go back into the workforce after they have children. We want to make sure that the next generation of Australians have the highest quality level of childcare and an educational experience. And we want to have the best possible social outcome in any policy that we bring before this place. And this is, I think, a great test for us as elected members, as a government and as an opposition, about how we face the reform task for our nation. And if we can achieve something collectively on this policy, there is enormous hope and optimism for what we can achieve on other policy areas, economic policy for our country. And on the journey that we've had around this space, there is a lot of agreement already. We agree that we need to have the highest possible quality of childcare for our children. We've achieved that, I think, to a great extent with the reforms of the former government. But those reforms have come at a cost. We have to be realistic about that. If we are to have the world's best quality childcare, that does come at a cost. And if we want more women to go back into the workforce after they have children, we need to make it as affordable as possible and as accessible as possible. And accessibility will be a big challenge for a big country with not many people across a very, very large land space. But on affordability, I think we can achieve an enormous amount if we work collectively. And I would say to all members, but particularly members in the opposition, let's seize the moment that we have now to run at that reform task and work collectively to achieve an affordable and a very effective childcare system. Now, the Productivity Commission have put out, I think, what is quite a good report, working from almost a budget-neutral position, $200 million in additional expenditure. And I would say to the members opposite and members on this side, if we are to seize that opportunity, if we are to have this affordable, effective system, we have to be able to fund it. And let's work together, and that means the Labor Party putting funding options on the table so that we can fund this world-class system. That's the challenge we all face, and I hope we're up to it.